Daisy Ridley is continuing, as we said, to promote her new film. Sometimes I think about dying, and whether she wants to or not, she is still getting asked Star Wars questions. So she is still talking about Star Wars. Recently, Screen Rant caught up with her, and she shared that in The Force Awakens and in The Rise of Skywalker, J.J. Abrams warned her. He said, Star Wars fans are passionate, and he told her, quote, "You need to understand the scale. This is not a role in a movie. This is a religion for people. It changes things on a level that is inconceivable," end quote. The actress then revealed that the pressure she felt caused her to develop holes in her stomach lining between filming The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. The situation was not helped by a segment of the fan base, we know who they are, that launched waves of toxicity, harassment online against her, as well as other actors in the film. Unfortunately, in the years since the sequel trilogy, this has not improved greatly. In the run-up to Obi-Wan, it was revealed that Lucasfilm themselves, the leadership, warned Moses Ingram to be prepared for the same kinds of treatment that Ridley, John Boyega, Kelly Marie Tran, even Ahmed Best experienced years before. So, Pete, my question is, what does it take for Star Wars to help protect these actors? And also, what does it help to prevent Star Wars from becoming something so radioactive that people don't want to get involved with it in the future?
It's going to be a problem, right? I mean, eventually actors are just going to not want to deal with it. And I don't know. I'm not sure that there's anything that Disney or Lucasfilm really can do other than to just alert them, as they did with Moses Ingram. But I think the other piece is they need to get out there and proactively protect, like Ewan McGregor did when Moses was being attacked. He got on he did his own car video and said, racism, if you're a racist, you're not a Star Wars fan, period. Plain and simple. But I also want to touch real briefly, if you don't mind, on J.J. Abrams' comment to Daisy and setting her up. Look, I coach my son's soccer team and basketball team. I would never go to anybody on those teams and say, hey, listen, this is going to be really, really, really important. Do not screw this up. Because people are watching. Don't screw up. Like, I don't understand. I understand him trying to set the expectation for her, but and maybe it's the way she related, but I just kind of feel like that is not the kind of coaching somebody needs. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree with you, and I think there's the opportunity for Lucasfilm to maybe have stepped into some of that. JJ could have gotten with higher ups at Lucasfilm, Kathy Kennedy, other producers on the film. There could have been some ways to maybe attempt to help isolate these younger actors. Daisy was 19 when she started Force Awakens. Yep. John Boyega was young, Kelly Marie Tran. Like, there were some things that potentially could have been done. And I'm not placing the fault on Lucasfilm. Ultimately, it's on these, terrible people who want to come after actors and, folks of that nature. But what we have to do is, like I said, look forward, and Star Wars fans stepping up. We talked with Kyle Katarn last week about, people with a platform having the ability to also speak up and stand up for these, actors and show creators, people like that. There is a responsibility, because ultimately when Star Wars fans come together, that's where, the magic is. That's where protection comes from. And we've seen it in every one of these movies we love. Rebellions are built on hope. And when we back each other up, I think about the scene in Rise of Skywalker, which is not everyone's favorite movie, but there are more of us when all those ships show up. Yeah, that's ultimately kind of what it comes down to for me.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think it's trying to remember what it was like back when Force Awakens first came out. The world was a better place.